All right, welcome to Galactic Ambassadors. What year is it? Oh my God. 2023, May 23, 2023. It's a day. It's a day. Okay. I have to show you what's happening with my pendulum. Do you guys, okay, first, pendulum, I don't know. People say pendulum. I've been lectured over it being pendulum. So I'm calling it pendulum. I don't know. The thing. Okay. Here we go. I have to show you this. The energy is wild today. And just before we started, I was crazy ass headache started. I'm like, what is going on? I was outside. I had a 4:30 call cancel. So I got an hour. Went outside to meditate. And I shit you not, like I've just created a beautiful oasis in my backyard, an hour to meditate, and friggin' four long, tall beings just like arrive in my backyard and start walking across my lawn, like to the point where I could actually see their footprints in the grass. I was like, hi. I mean, stuff like this happens to me. It's not like that rare or that weird, but it just was like right out of nothing. And I was like, and that always happens if a client cancels last minute, there's always something happening, right? So I'm outside and I end up, which is very common for me, I end up like completely paralyzed. Like I'm just there, like, okay. And they're like walking across the yard to me. And this massive big hawk is like circling in my, I'm in the city. This massive hawk is circling right above them. And then it takes off. And I'm like, and then it was just this like really amazing energy. And then I came in, ate my dinner, which I probably shouldn't have because my body's like, and now I have a headache, which is interesting. So I feel like the energy is going to be really strong coming through. So here's what's going on with my pen. Look at this. Okay. So normally, I don't know how yours guys goes, but one direction is yes. So this is yes. And the other direction is no. So that's no. Clockwise, counterclockwise. Okay. Now I started asking what was in the backyard. So what was in the backyard? And I'm like, I want to ask this, right? So it's just picking up speed like crazy. And then when I asked, is it the Anunnaki? It was going way bigger than that. It's because I'm being a show off right now. But like, look how freaking out of control this thing is. Like to the point where it's going to like fly out of my hand. Like the energy is so intense today. So let's find out what they have to say, shall we? It's just going to get bigger. Like I can feel it like insane. Anyways, whatever's coming through today. And I'm like, I'm a bit pissy. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be really honest with you. Like, I, in my ego self, human self, like, I really want to be of service. And I take everything that I do, like, a little bit of an extremist. I like to go all the way, right? And I feel lackluster with how things have been going with them lately. And I'm like, I don't want the same bullshit message that things are changing, that we need to ground and drink our water. And like, I don't want that. I like, give me something. And my meditations, because of all of the heightened energy that we have right now, and we have Pluto retrograde right now. That's for a while, but anyway, it shifts June 11th. So meditations aren't crazy wild downloads for me right now. They're healing. I'm not napping, I'm not sleeping. I am astral traveling in my dream state, which is really cool, but I don't get to remember it. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, it's there for 1 second and then it's gone. And it's frustrating to me, right? So when I was sitting out there and I felt them show up, I was like, just so you know, this better be good. Like I was mad, spicy. Mm. So let's find out. I don't know. Mm. What are you guys having? Like, one of the things they showed me, energy, okay. There's timelines where the energy connection isn't as intense because our bodies are accelerating. As our bodies are accelerating, we're feeling the radiation on this planet far more intensely, AKA ascension symptoms. It's just the radiation on the planet. we're just becoming more sensitive to it as we ascend up. And so our spiritual bodies are heightening. The other three bodies are trying to catch up. The physical is the last one to catch up. The physical can't catch up until you get your mental body in control, which fuels the emotional body. Physical body follows the emotional body, right? So it's a lot of mind power right now. Energy's heavy. So it's hard to have a strong mind right now. And then we're physically tired. So it's like this, you know, really setting yourself up for success kind of thing. And so the when we're going through that and our bodies are attuning, it's not as easy for us to have these big bang like downloads and crazy travel and all of these things. We will get some of it, but not to the extent that we normally do. So I haven't been, but I also haven't been meditating. I've been a bit busy, and it was a long weekend, so kind of wanted some time off. But anyway, so I'm curious as to what you guys are feeling. Um, with that, there's a tremendous amount of conspiracy stuff being dropped right now, like a tremendous amount. So, what happens with us is everybody who channels, everyone who channels, if you watch them consistently, like if you go in and watch like, um, what's her name? Esther Hicks, highly recommend Esther Hicks. Abraham Hicks, Esther channels Abraham Hicks. Um, she's got her niche. She doesn't go outside of that box. And then you look at Bashar, doesn't go outside of that box. And then you look at there's one Lee something, he doesn't go outside of his box. And so we're all sort of given this like passage and this theme, we'll call it, that we channel. And I've been a little bit frustrated about that. Even one of my favorites, if you really like, sweet Palladian energy, there's a girl on YouTube called Elizabeth April, and she's Palladian, love and light, bombshell. She's amazing. Um, but again, she's in her niche. And I've never allowed myself, I will never be in a niche. I'm like, I don't want that. Like, just channel through me. Like, just give me everything. Like, I want all the keys to the universe. Like, I want to know. My curious brain. And so, as we go through this process, we're going to be given what our mind can actually dissect based on the wisdom we've accumulated to this date. So, that's it. And they can't, because we can't translate a lesson that we haven't learned yet. We can only translate what we've learned, if that makes sense. So, which is really cool. That is a big part in how the Fully Awaken and Ascend program was created. It was channeled as well as my studying with quantum physics. So now I'm like, what do I need to be reading? So if you have any good, like, real out there books, send them my way, because then that'll let my channeling go to a different level. And the same thing with you with your meditations. So the more you read, the more you invest into understanding certain things, they will channel and expand that for you. So they can only expand on what's already there. And I'm seeing and I'm getting a lot of comments right now through different platforms of, well, how come I'm not getting this? I don't understand what's coming through. And I'm like, what are you reading? What are you watching? What are you taking in? Because it can only be expanded on what you take in. If you get caught up in the conspiracy stuff, which I love, um, you're going to be able to understand the expansion of that and what's really going on. But it's challenging to take your fear based components out of that and not channel your fear at the same time. So that's why I don't do anything in regards to conspiracy stuff, because I don't want to mislead anyone for half a heartbeat. So, anyways, that's what's going on in my world. That was part of it for us today, for myself and you, of if you want to take your meditations to the next level, what do you want to know? Right? Like it's unlimited universal wisdom. So, what kind of vibe do you want to go in? Pick up a good article or a good book, or follow different channelers that really resonate with you. And that'll give you the information that you'll be able to expand on in your own meditative state. So, I thought that was interesting. So, there's that. And now I'm like back into reading psychology and human behavior. So, I'm like, what are we doing? Okay. So, Anunnaki were in my backyard. So, I'm very confident that's who we're talking to today. Ugh. Last like couple months, getting heavily nauseated when I'm channeling. Don't like it. Ooh, okay, here we go. It's just gonna take me a minute for the physical symptoms to settle. Hold some obsidian. Okay. I'm laughing because the other day I was having a very in-depth conversation with my partner in regards to flat Earth, and they're like kind of laughing, and they're like, "It's stupid to think you guys have been on the moon. Like you have not been on the moon." They're throwing me my personal lessons, which I don't think are relevant here. Um, and then they're showcasing a couple of different things to me. So the first visual I'm getting is like the as above, so below. So when they show that to me, they show it to me in two triangles that are like interconnected. You know what I mean? So like one's down, one's up. And they're like, "You're kind." They're just gonna start channeling. Here we go. And I don't even know why this is the topic, but here we go. We're grateful for our connection this evening, as we always are. We just want to bring some light awareness to you today about what you are feeling, what you are enduring, and what you can expect with your physical acceleration. Unknowingly, we've been having this conversation with our host today, but like many of you, the mind is often distracted and not taking the information in. So, what we'd like to share with you today is there is an acceleration. Last week, we know the message delivered was in regards to an acceleration or a flip being switched for your gifts evolving to another level. That acceleration is in motion right now. So you may be feeling your symptoms as per usual, your fatigue, blurry eye vision. If you're receiving blurry eye vision, you are enhancing your third eye right now. Headaches, your crown chakra and your third eye being activated to another level. Sore throat or an irregular cough, your throat chakra. Shoulder pain and back pain, your heart chakra. Grumbling, now you see all of your chakras. Your stomach grumbling, constipation, loose stool, foot cramps. All of these things are the acceleration of your physical at this time. One of the gifts that we are most excited about for you is your ability to hear, your ability to communicate on a deeper level, whether it's telepathically or with your own ears. There's drastic acceleration happening with this at this time. Soon enough, you will be able to communicate with the depths of the ocean and what is down there. And this is where we find our humor this evening. You spend so much time metaphorically and physically looking up. And what you don't realize is what's happening beneath you, within you. is where all of the focus would be best. I want to talk about the sound frequencies. We strongly encourage you at this time to be very aware of what frequency you are taking in within your ears. We very strongly suggest that you begin playing by listening to the call of the whales. They speak in what sounds perhaps like moaning to you, but it is a language of its own. The insects, there's great healing power in the insects, in their sound, their frequency. So we strongly encourage you to play, to listen to the different sounds, whether they are pre recorded or live, and to sit and to learn and to study them. Unity on your planet is not just about your species. Your species will be the last to unite. Unity is the cohesiveness of all life energy on Earth. There needs to be leaders within this. There's many of your species communicating, or as you call it, channeling us. But what about everything else? We're willing to activate with you your ability to channel anything that is there on Gaia. You have the capabilities at this time to activate these gifts. The reason we are encouraging this is because, as we've been saying for some time now, Gaia is accelerating her transformation. And if you can speak with Gaia, if you can speak with all of the life forms, you're going to be very prepared for what's coming. You're going to be very in alignment. Not only will you be able to move, relocate, or source out essentials for yourself and your own families, but you will be able to do this for other families as well. Right now, it is the depths of your ocean that are speaking most. They're migrating, they're moving. There are things within your ocean that you are unaware of. There is a whole other life, a whole other way of existence within her. When this news comes forward, knowing that there are quote unquote aliens, it's the least jarring thing for your kind. When you know the truth of what is beneath her surface, your entire species will be flabbergasted. We fear panic, but we don't see any reason for that. For it's always been there. It will always be there. It was there far before your kind. There is, at this point, no desire for a cohesive reality between your two worlds. And that is why it has stayed quiet and hidden. But as Gaia begins to prepare her greatest transformation, your worlds will merge. And so those that are connected in, those that are pure of heart, those that are intentionally clear You will work alongside them and us. Our goal is to prevent dispute on your planet at this time. And so you're going to be seeing some bizarre activity with the water over the coming 2 months. You're going to be feeling a heightened energy from us and our technology. We have stepped in now. We have stepped in to do damage control. What this looks like for you, especially those of you that are sensitive to this shift right now, because you are accelerating, there's technology in play. There's systems, our technology, our healing technology that is being rained upon you right now. We want you to go look at the sky. You'll see it. We want you to look at how Gaia is growing. Have you noticed a shift? Take time. Go look at the green. All that is green. It is shifted. It is stronger. It is more vibrant. It is more alive. It is more purposeful. So, those of you that are well into your transition will become the same. We did not intend to use this technology on your planet, but we strongly feel that we have no choice. Your kind is taking too long to catch up. And so, no harm can come from this. However, you are feeling it physically, we are aware. This is the great switch that you were informed of last week. We've been gently preparing you for this. You're going to see some shifts in and around what you call the equator on this planet. You're going to see the waters change. You're going to see migration now. As she gets ready to shift, you're going to see other life form, aquatic life form, come to the surface. We don't feel at this time it can fully reside close to the surface due to the radiation on your planet, but that is what our technology is for. And so there'll be certain areas that will be flooding with healing energy. So you're going to see much activity in these areas. These are safe zones. These are not zones to run away from. Over the coming days, you're going to feel a little confusion. It's a high possibility you will feel some confusion. What we have done in accordance with Gaia and her shift and her vibrational change, she is allowing the underworld to fuel itself through the surface energetically. She is allowing the ocean world, the aquatic world, the depths of her barriers to change its energy and shift. So you are being fueled in a much different way right now. With this, combined with our technology and our healing energy that we are providing, it is an opportunity for self realization on a level that you have not experienced. We do not want you to shy away from this. We want you to take your time understanding yourself. We want you to take your time congregating, communicating. We want you to take your time and focus focusing on your communication and your self awareness and understanding. There's much universal wisdom within you wanting to come to the surface, the same as the depths of the ocean wanting to come to the surface. Your brain, your human piece, perceives this as toxic energy. It is fearful of feeling toxic energy. But this is when you must continue to move through this energy. Allow the awareness to move through you. The more you communicate and share your visions, your dreams, your wisdom, the more you awaken it within you. We want you to have conversations. We want you to be powerful. We want you to be curious. We want you to rest. We want you to enjoy the highs. We want you to celebrate that you are in the knowing, that you are connected, and we want you to practice. Listen to the calls of the whales. That's where we want you to start. There's much messaging there for you. We want you to hear their cry. We want you to hear their desire for peace and connection. You will see many channelers begin to channel this over the coming month. To channel Gaia, to channel her, all of her creatures. We want you to pay attention to it. Humanity has this unrealistic desire to be special or important, so they follow the trends of what they perceive as popular. Therefore, everyone channeling what they believe is galactic energy. That is not always the case. There's many out there falsifying. There's many out there proclaiming that they speak light language. There's many out there. We very much desire this need to be important to shift. And it cannot shift if you do not become self-aware. The one thing we are grateful for is that all of this is out there, which makes you feel more safe doing it as well. And so if that's how it had to be, then so be it. But now, it's your turn. It's your turn, and you can do that through song. You can do that through poetry. You can do that through story sharing. You can do that through channeling. You can do that through art. Find a way to communicate. Because the more you communicate, the more you will activate within yourself and then those around you. You must see it, hear it, feel it first. And as you do so, your own wisdom will expand. And that is our goal for right now, is to have your own wisdom expand. One of the main lessons that many of you, all of you in fact, but you are unaware, but many of you are moving through right now is the isolation that you've put yourself in. We want you to come together. So we want you to close the door on your isolation. We want you to open the door into unfiltered acceptance of your uniqueness. And then share that with others. Find your soul connections. We're not suggesting that you need a microphone and a platform to do this. We're suggesting reach out, bond, connect. Because as you do that, you will integrate each other. You will activate each other. And if 10% of your kind did that, there would be a massive transition. We want you to come together. We want you to congregate. There's no reasons why you cannot. There's technology for you. The way we would love to see it is a large group of you sitting around a large fire, telling stories, bonding, laughing, learning. That's what we would love to see for you. With that, you're going to feel, if you do, and we very much want this for you, you're going to naturally feel a slowing down, an ability to be so present in the here and now. There's great shift happening. If you cannot get present, you are unknowingly adding to the outcome. Every time you fear, every time you become impatient, every time you question yourself, you're adding to the collective outcome. Imagine if we put 100 of you in the room, in one room. If 30 of those people were absolutely present, if 10 of those people were absolutely present and intentionally connecting and seeing the person beside them, would not that whole room settle down within a matter of moments? Our perceived moments, I think you call it hours. Wouldn't take very long. And it could be a beautiful union. You're not in a room, but you are on the same plane. You are on the same land. There's going to be this giant shift. And as it's happening, doorways for connection and opportunity are going to open rapidly. Your species has an incredible habit of waiting for despair before they show compassion. This is not what we want for you. We do not understand. We cannot comprehend why it takes pain before kindness. We're very unclear on why your species does this. We suspect it's because you don't live present, but we do not resonate with this. What we very much desire is for you to come together in loving compassion before there is heartbreak. We see it over and over and over again. Busy in your minds, walking the streets, doing your thing, and then a car crash happens. And all of a sudden, your heart's open. And instantly, too. And you come together. And you take care of the moment. You take care of each other. And then you go home and you talk about taking care of each other. And then before you know it, you're right back to walking the streets. We know that you feel what's coming. We know that you feel this transition. What is it that we need to do to get your attention, to get you present, to get you back into compassion? We have tried. We have tried everything that we can. And now we are raining energy upon you. holding our breath, waiting to see what you do with it. But most of you are so consumed with I, we do not know how to wake you up. So now we've got Gaia joining in. The activity that you're going to see in your waters, we're hoping this shakes you up. But we know for a fact that if we hurt anything other than you, which we will not do, you still won't care. You won't care until it comes to you. And there's evidence of that on this planet. So we're going to do what we can to shake you up. We're going to do what we can to get your attention. We're going to do what we can to show you that you are loved and that you are so much better than this. We're going to continue to offer our healing energy, our technologies. And we're going to wait and see what you do. This is why we ask you to listen to the whales. They know what's coming. They will guide you. As much as we would love to say that we are in this together, we still feel we are. It's up to your kind now. It's up to your kind what comes next for your kind. We still have faith in you. We're not sure why, but we do. So we do not want this message to leave you heavy hearted, although that is how we are feeling. What we want this message to leave you with is opportunity. And here you are. What can I do? Who am I to? Who are you not to? One puppy can change the dynamic in a theater of people. One puppy can change the dynamic of a large group of people. What can you do? You can do this. And as you begin to listen, you can hear the trees. Your ears are being activated. Your third eye, your knowing, your wisdom, your hearing, your feeling, your smelling, your tasting is being activated drastically right now. You're welcome. We know it's uncomfortable, but you're welcome. We want you to use these gifts because the trees speak, the birds speak, the insects speak, the land speaks, the water speaks. If you had any idea what the frequency of your oceans felt like to our touch, you would be disgusted. Everything is speaking. You, if you have found this message, if you are part of this message, welcome. Get to work. Start to channel, not just us. We are done listening to us. We've been doing this for a long time with your species. We're done. Start to channel the ocean. Start to channel the whales, the trees, the land, Gaia. Everything is speaking and everything is waiting for you. If you are connected into the dragon realm, Everything that has wings, you can now channel. Absolutely everything with wings. If you were connected into the Lemurians, a whole lot of those species on your planet. If you're connected into the Palladians, which a lot of you are, you can channel the ocean and everything in it. Our different species are all connected to the different realms that you reside in, that you get to experience. And again, we will remind you art, poetry, song, instrument, body movement, your words, your actions, your teaching. There's great opportunity right now. For those of you that have children, there's even more opportunity. Teach your children. Let them be beacons of light in the schoolyard. This doesn't mean go and preach. This doesn't mean grab a Bible and go door to door. This means share. Share your gifts. They are gifted to you. Gift them to others. The thing we will leave you with, because we feel as though we've just been parents giving children a lecture. When you slow down, there is so much happiness waiting for you. When you slow down, like a sailboat on the water, you will know when to lift your sails. You will know when the wind will carry you. You will know when the current will carry you. And you will know when to drop your anchor and rest. We want you to become present. There is much love available for you. Much love. The trees do not have legs. They sit and just admire you. They cannot get away from you. Your animals, they're curious. Become present. Become aware of the love that is available for you. And it's in those moments when you finally pause and you let go of when will the wind come back? What if the current is wrong? Let go. Let go of all of it. You have been programmed to fear everything. You've been programmed to fear your own food. Heaven forbid you gain weight. You have been programmed to fear each other, to fear silence, to fear the pause, to fear the lack. You're so much better. Simply pause your mind and go look. Go look at the green. Communicate with it. Learn it. Become it. That is when you will see the beauty. I don't know if I want to cry right now or like write an apology letter. Like, no joke. I'm like, oh, like I'm gonna cry. Like I'm overwhelmed with emotion right now. Like feeling them channel through me there. Ooh, hey, what do we do? Like, oh, this is what I literally have spent 3 days crying. I don't cry. I'm not a crier. And that's all I've been doing over the last couple of days is like literally gardening. And I don't even have a garden. I was just like, do I make a garden? Do I hurt the grass? Do I replant the grass? Like that's been my last few days. And now that makes sense as to why. Like, this has been coming in for a while because like I wanted to make this beautiful big garden and like put all the plants together. And then I was afraid I was going to hurt the grass. So I was like trying to gently like dig up the grass and like put it where there wasn't any. And like, oh, it was a production. Anyway, what's really messed up in my own shame right now, which is what we're not supposed to be doing. We're not supposed to be going into shame. But like, what was it? August that I was channeling Gaia. And that was so heavy for me that I was just crying too much that I couldn't keep doing it. I couldn't sustain it. And now I'm like, oh, maybe if I just kept going, I'd be strong like her. And I think that's really what's on the table right now is can we be strong enough to stop being ignorant, basically, right? And like I see everything as a movie as they're channeling it. So when they were like, if we put a puppy in a theater and like a full theater full of people, they're like everyone would want to see the puppy. And I was like, oh, like, so what could one person do? Right? And the puppy doesn't do anything besides be a puppy. I think that's why they use that analogy. It's like you bring a puppy in a room and everybody's like, oh, like we even change our voice. We change our frequency because of a puppy. Anyways, when they were saying, listen to the whales, I don't want to add to the heaviness of this, um, but they're delivering messages. And so I hope that this video, this recording is going public. I hope that this video finds every single soul that can channel right now. And like, we have to start communicating what's going on here within. So when they look at Gaia, she is a union and everything that's on in her is part of her, the way our organs are part of us, like all having its own purpose, right? I think we're probably the cancer, but and so it's a union. And I think that if enough people could find their strength to stop being anxious or worried and use their natural born gift, I think that we could create substantial change. So we need to figure out how to create a movement. What is your natural born gift? No joke. Okay. You guys know this. You've heard me say it. My natural born gift is the gift of gab. Like I literally can talk forever. And so I know it's my voice that I meant to share. I'm not artistic. I'm not poetic. Mildly. Not put a pencil crayon in my hand. No. Stick people, yeah. I rock hangman. But so what's your natural born gift? Play with that. Like really start playing with it. Like I feel like this is that last, you know what I mean? And I don't like that feeling. This is that last, okay, how many times do we tell you before you ground it? You know, from a parent. So yeah, I felt really fired up last week. I was very action oriented last week too, actually. I made a lot of like started a whole YouTube series on the ascension process. I did a bunch of TikToks. I was like, put myself out there. This is amazing. Let's go. Let's create change. And then Thursday hit, and I just decided I was going to cry for days, days, days. hmm So we're all shifting. Thoughts, comments? Anybody else want a box of tissue the way I do? Like, no joke. I'm going to go have a good cry. Like, bah, it's been heavy. Yeah, super freaking heavy. And I'm so tired of saying that too, right? Like, how long have we been saying it's so heavy? And that's the thing I'm seeing. Like, I've been doing the Ascension TikToks and the YouTubes, really, the videos, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And everybody is like, this is so heavy. I'm so emotional. I can't eat. I can't sleep. But no one's talking about solution. And I'm like, okay, cool. What do we do now? Okay, we know we're all feeling it. What do we do? Right? Ears ringing off the hook. Yeah. Way more emotional over the past few weeks. I think like it's a purging but also this dual energy that's moving through us, right? Like we're being sandwiched and get it together energy. And so we're feeling this like some people hopelessness, despair, some people depression, some people anxiety, some people sadness, some people fatigue. Me, just like it is what it is. What do I do now? Kind of vibe. So, yeah, we know the tools. We've talked about this 100 times. Frequency, music, high frequency food, programming your water, proper meditations, body movement is essential. Get your dopamine, serotonin going, get your oxytocin going in your brain, snuggles, communicate, like do the deep work healing, believe in yourself, stop and be present. 5 minutes of being no thing with your coffee in the morning. Like, we know them. We just need to hold hands with the rest of humanity. One great big, like, what's the Grinch Who Stole Christmas? What's that village called? Where they all held hands and sang the Christmas song together. Mm. I can't help but feel angry that our efforts, for those of us who are awake, are going unnoticed. I feel like they forget or maybe just don't understand how dense it is down here. Makes me very frustrated. Yeah, I get that. Our efforts are seen. And when they're channeling these messages, how do I say this without sounding? It's not directly to you, it's to humanity. It's for the entirety of humanity. And if you have a classroom where 4 kids are kicking and screaming and 18 kids are behaving, there's a great big yelling fest or domination over those 4 kids, right? Like everybody's getting told. And so it's kind of like that energy right now. And there's lots of us out there that are sharing and are trying to inspire. But the biggest message I took today was come into the now because your thoughts, and we know this in the Fully Awakened Ascend program that you've done, we know in the quantum physics speech that for peace, the majority of thought will always be the outcome, individually and collectively, right? So when we look at changing time, space, reality, the observer and the observed become one. So the majority of thought, individually and collectively, is going to be the outcome. So when we have the majority of thought being captivated in everything we've been programmed to fear or be consumed with or be anxious about. Like, how often are we thinking about either our body image, what we're having for dinner, our bank account? Did we not get that promotion, that job, that thing? What's my next move? What's my next marketing? What's my next TikTok? What's my next da da da? Is he good? Is he the one? Am I gonna blah blah blah? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're consumed with me, my money, my bank, my love, my body, my food, my schedule, my routine, my tired, my excited, my, my. And so when we get into the moment and we let go of what we've been conditioned to do, then we start to accelerate. And yeah, there's a lot of humanity right now waking up, getting it. But there's a lot of them still in fourth dimensional consciousness and stuck there, thanks to Oprah and her fucking book clubs and shun the ego and here's the glass ceiling that you'll never get out again. Like, good jobs. Anyway, it's all part of a plan. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole right now. But they put a glass ceiling. And so if we're getting meditations and all of a sudden we're channeling like somehow we're superior than everybody else. And so you see that out there, not in this group by any means, but you see it out there. You see this ego. You see this, oh my God, I'm special. Me. It's the same thing. So it's like dropping that and learning, no, like we're all going to be able to do that within like this year, every human. So welcome to normal, the new normal. Like, let's stop trying and let's start loving. That's what has to happen. And how do we invoke that? I'm not gonna lie, I put a lot of stuff out there. And then as soon as I'm done posting, I don't leave my house. Like, I don't. I like my house. I am not very good at public. I'm kind of bitchy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you put me in Walmart and I'm like, where's my headphones? I don't want to do it. And I think maybe, and then there's this other version of me. I went out dancing on the weekend. This was the long weekend. I was telling everybody how beautiful they were and like hugging strangers and then being like, your energy and your energy really match. You should meet. Like, Miss Matchmaker. I like, there was alcohol involved, mind you. But I was like, oh, I'm not that big of a bitch. I'm actually really sweet. I want about my day. But we do that, right? We withdraw when the energy is intense or uncomfortable. So there's just some shifts that have to happen, I think. Are you talking about the oceans? It is currently lobster season and the catch is a quarter of what it normally is. The North Shore had a good catch going until whales were sighted in their zone and the ministry shut down the zone to protect the whales. I believe this is a message. Uh-huh. Hmm. Everything's like, we're not doing it anymore. Yeah. Like, remember, if we're feeling, what's the point? And we're the ones ruining it here. Like, we're the bullies on the planet. What are the whales, the dolphins, the fish fighting against what we're doing? What are the trees that we're tearing down, the forests that we're tearing down? Like, what is all of that life feeling? If we're feeling, what's the point? I don't know. I don't want to. We're the ones ruining it. Like, we're the bullies on the schoolyard. So what is everything else feeling, right? I don't know, man. I can't wait for this people to find like the right souls, man, who are going to channel this. Like, oh, I can't wait. And like, if someone's not brave enough to put it out themselves, email it to me. I will make a TikTok on it. I will make a YouTube on it. I will happily read your poetry or your channeling session or share your art. And you don't have to be, I can be like an awesome starseed. Here's a message. Like 100% I will do that. Like, I'm just here to be of service. So, absolutely, if someone wants to do a podcast with me where we're talking about what you're getting in your meditations and you're getting beautiful messaging, yes, let's make a podcast and get it out there. Like, I have a tiny itty bitty springboard that we can work off of. And I can put it in the newsletter. Our newsletter has, it reaches a lot of people. So it can go in the newsletter. Like, there's ways of sharing your message. And so even when other people find this video then, later, whatever, when you find this, yes, share. Like, we have to make this happen. And I'm really good at conceptualizing things. I'm just not good at delegating. So we might need to make like a team of like come together and create a movement. We should make a movement. I don't know how to do that. Does anyone know how to make a movement? Let's make a movement. The channel the fucking shit on this planet instead of your damn self movement. Like, not save the ocean because no, obviously nobody cares. I mean, people care. That's, you know what I mean. But like the majority don't care. Save the trees. Majority don't care. Black Lives Matter. The majority don't care. Minority matters. Majority don't care. Unity and love and sexual preference. The majority don't care. Like, we are so detached. But I feel like if people were brave enough to channel love, do you imagine if someone could just channel messages from the actual vibration of love? Channel the whales, channel the trees, channel the land, channel Gaia, channel the volcanoes, channel it. It's all speaking, all of it. Like, get the messages out there. Just saying. I need to stop ranting, feeling fiery. I don't know if I want to cry or scream or like go do a live on some platform because, oh my God, my following's oh so huge. What? Like, I'm going to make an impact, but I'm going to try anyway. I'm going for it. So, whoever wants to hold hands with me, come on, let's go. Let's make this happen. Let the law of inspired action move through you and then email me of how I can be of service to that. Let's go. Cool, cool. It's going to be okay. It's just going to take a long time. We'll get there. We'll totally get there, right? Like, Atlantis got there. The caveman got there. Yeah, we got this. We totally got this. We're going to do it. We're going to be the first ones. Let's be overachievers together. All right, guys. Any other thoughts? Cool. All right. Deep breaths. Remember the loving pieces of all of this and let the law of inspired action move through you. We got this. I'm like going to hang up and be like, oh my God, what the fuck actually just happened? All right. I love you guys. Okay. Talk later. Bye.